I was not going to do a second video right away on this bow. I was going to do some shooting, but I think that I came up with something that's of great importance to you. So watching this video is not a waste of time. You're not just doing it for entertainment. You're actually going to learn something from this, something valuable if you are a bow maker. Okay, so we have 52 inches knock to knock, right? And a lot of questions are asked, how far can I draw my bow back? I'm going to say that you don't want to draw an unbacked bow generally. There are variations in this. It depends on a lot of things. The thickness, the width ratio, the kind of material. But generally speaking, you don't want to draw it back to half the length. In the case of this, 26 inches would be right on the borderline. And do not feel bad, John, if you're watching this in Arizona, because just hang on, you're going to get something good out of this. Broke at 26 inches, but it broke in a very good way, and I'm going to tell you why you should not feel bad about this. I'm going to go into the wood type first. I didn't know what this was. This is salt cedar, tamarisk, the scourge of the Southwest. It's a very good bow wood. It kind of reminds me of vine maple in some ways. For that limb to pop at 26 inches, considering it's a 52 inch, and it was braced at what I would consider high, 4.5 inches for a bow this length, you know, it did really well. Salt cedar, just, that's the surface underneath the bark. It has that beautiful grain. And this is, even though that tip is broken, and you'll find out why, this is a successful bow, and why you should not feel bad about it. It's a true oil finish, so that's true oil. It might make it somewhat difficult, I'm not too sure, I've never worked with true oil, stripping the back of it in the rehab of this bow, because I feel that this is worth saving. And you're saying, John, the tip is broken off, how can you save it? Before I talk about how this bow shall live again, how to repair it, yes, repair it. And I am 100% confident that repair will make it an even better bow. Go out and kill every tamarisk tree you can find. It is an invasive species. It was brought over in the 1800s as an ornamental, and it's taking over the Southwest waterways, sucking up way too much water. It's a greedy, greedy, greedy tree. And so, unlike me walking out the shore of Little Traverse Bay, which is on Lake Michigan, thinking, why are all the invasive species junk? You can't eat zebra mussels. Why didn't sea scallops wind up here, or lobsters? Why are they all junk species? In this case, this invasive, this horrible greedy tree that's invading the Southwest apparently is a great bow wood. So go out, if you're in Arizona or California, Palm Springs area, Texas, it's in every state apparently. I haven't seen it up here in the northern climes, but just kill the hell out of this stuff. Turn every tamarisk tree into a bow because it's good bow wood. Okay, so how it broke. I'm going to show you a close-up of this. It did not separate along the layers. A lot of time when you have a fracture like this, it'll split. And in this case, it didn't. This is a beautiful clean break, very reminiscent of vine maple. No little chunks flew away. This is piece number one, this is piece number two. And they fit together like a puzzle. I don't want to do any distortion of this because I am going to glue them together. They fit like a puzzle piece. Okay, now you've got tension, you've got compression. In this case, if it started splitting along here, it's handleable with sinew wraps. But in this case, it's going to fit together in the compression, especially in this zone up near the end, not going to be a big deal. It'll still be able to handle compression after I glue it back together. Now you're saying tension. Well, this wide, narrow, is just itching to be sinew backed. All I need to do is just remove the true oil layer here somehow. I'll figure that out. So glue can penetrate into the surface of that wood and sinew back it. I would think that you would not, even with this fracture, because sinew over this wide surface in this thin bow would not have to be like 3 layers, a power layer. It would need to be strong enough to handle that tensional load. But with sinew, it doesn't need to be too much. So, John, if you're watching this, Arizona John, your new moniker, is that because you're in the Southwest, an area that doesn't have high humidity like Florida or Louisiana, that sinew backing is a natural kind of peanut butter and jelly for a bow here. So consider taking these fine bows that you can make out of the salt cedar, this evil species, and sinew backing. That would make this basically bulletproof. I'm looking at it, and you said that you tailored it at 26 inches. It popped on me at 26, but there are no compression lines. Even though this is not a flat belly here, I'm analyzing this, no creisels whatsoever. Whatso freaking ever, I have to really punctuate that, even though there's a roundness to this. No compression failure, no hint of compression. So, being a snappy bow with the vibe of vine maple, man, sinew backing is just going to be a natural consequence of this. Peanut butter and jelly. What are some other things? Peas and carrots, to quote Forrest Gump. This is going to be a pretty good bow, and hopefully this is going to be somewhat invisible up there. Well, it's going to have sinew wrap, but it's such a beautiful break. It feels funny to say that. You know, I'm going to put glue on there. I'm going to take my rubber mallet, put it on the floor, and drive it home so that's going to be somewhat invisible. Wrap it tightly so it can dry, you know, clamp it together, and then sinew back it, and it's going to be fine. A lot of lessons here. Tamarisk, the evil tree species, good bow wood. The next is, if you break a bow, it doesn't necessarily mean the end of that bow. It might mean that it led you to something greater. So you shall see this bow shooting. You shall see this bow in action. You shall see this bow resurrected as a sinew-backed bow, and I'm going to go a step farther. I'm going to put rattlesnake skin on the back of it because I love the proportions of this, and when this broke, you know, I felt instantly bad for a while, but then it's like, yes, now I know. I was thinking about sinew backing it. Now I have to, and so that was good. This is not a reflection on John. All bows that push beyond their limit will break, and I happen to push this beyond the limit. Yesterday when I did the original video, I said 22 inches. This thing could have shot probably forever at 22, 23 inches of draw, probably 24. But I pushed it. I put my arrow in there that's got the measurement marks and just yanked it back. Pop! And so, that is that. I hope you got something out of this. Not the least of which is, you know, if you damage a bow, in some cases you can repair them. This is good. Sorry I broke your bow, John, but maybe this is going to be an inspiration to you to start sinew backing. Just wait till you see this thing with rattlesnake on it. It's going to be BA. Have a good one. Now I better get some work done.